Truthfully, anything is possible. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. Grant Manley recently played a Duraludon VMAX deck in a 100-plus player online event, and his finishing record was 12-0-2, taking 0 losses. This Duraludon VMAX list is really cool, so we're going to take a look at it and then play some games on the PTCGO ladder. Before we get into that, shout out to PotownStore.com, the best place to get PTCGO codes, and be sure to use code Celio for 5% off. You can also use code Celio for 5% off at CardTrooperGames.com for sealed product and single cards. Find all of my deck lists over at PokemonCard.io. Remember to subscribe to this channel for daily Pokemon TCG content, and let's get into it. So, Grant Manley played in this tournament, and like I said, went 12-0-2 with Duraludon VMAX. Now, Duraludon VMAX was an archetype that I posited could be very good for the Fusion Strike format. I haven't played it in any tournaments myself, but I talked about this before Fusion Strike was even out, and I didn't have a concrete list, just the idea of Duraludon VMAX itself being good. And Alex Szymanski played a Duraludon VMAX list, but it was very different than this. And whenever there is a deck that is breaking the unwritten rules of deck building for a format, I'm very interested in it. There's a lot of interesting things going on here, but one of them is that there are no quick balls. For Adventurers Discovery are replacing Ball Search for this deck. Very simplified Pokemon lineup of 3/3 Duraludon VMAX, 2 Zacian V, 2 Zamazenta, and also a simplified supporter lineup for the 4 boss for Adventurers Discovery, for Professor's Research. Like I said, no Ball Search, and then also 3 Avery. Avery is a card that allows you to draw 3 cards. And then, if you drew any cards this way, your opponent discards Pokemon from their bench until they're down to 3 Pokemon on the bench. This is going to be good against Mew VMAX, and it's also good against Suicune V. The whole point of this deck is that Duraludon VMAX cannot be damaged by Pokemon that have special energy on them. So, Rapid Strike Energy, Single Strike Energy, Fusion Strike Energy, Capture Energy are all going to fall under this umbrella of special energy, and those energy I just rattled off are some of the most popular special energy, and you will see them individually included in most of the top decks right now. So Skyscraper walls off damage from a lot of Pokemon, and then G-Max Pulverization does a solid 220 and goes through any effects itself. So we also have Flannery for some energy removal and Crushing Hammer for some energy removal. Big Charm to make Duraludon VMAX be able to survive through a single strike Urshifu VMAX's fully powered G-Max 1 blow, and Crystal Cave to heal any chip damage that happens, because Mew VMAX can hit Duraludon VMAX with the 2 energy for 130 damage attack, and it can also hit it if it has just basic energy on it. But between 4 Crushing Hammers and Mew VMAX decks currently only running 2 basic energy, the 4 Crushing Hammers should be able to make it so the opponent has to attach special energy to attack. So that's the brief rundown of this deck. I will leave the description. I will leave the list in the description, or copy paste it into Pokemon Card.io. Whichever one I do, the list will be in the description down below. And I'm going to play this on PTCGO, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for coming by the video. Enjoy the gameplay. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in a second. Alright, so we're going second versus Mew VMAX Genesect with the Duraludon deck. They're off to a beautiful start here with a basic Psychic Energy coming down via Fog Crystal to a Mew V. These decks are typically playing 2 basic Psychic for Fusion Strike Energy, so they'll want to get a Mew with only basic Psychic Energy on it, if they can. Wasting a power tablet is always nice to see. They're trying to draw more cards, and that's definitely greedy. I would not say that they should do that. They've already got their basic energy down, and that's all they need. So this is just classic overextension here from the opponent. Battle VIP pass. Little do they know I could just have an Avery and they'll have to discard 2 Genesects. I'm not going to play Avery turn 1 since we have Adventurers Discovery, and that's much better. And we even have a Fighting Energy to attach this turn, which is great. So we'll go ahead and Adventurers Discovery for double Duraludon and a Duraludon VMAX. And we'll get these Duraludons down. Attach an energy to one of them. And we can Pokegear to thin the deck so the Intrepid Sword has a better chance of drawing us into energies. I'm not really sure how relevant that is. I think we'll hold on to the Pokegears. We'll go ahead and Intrepid Sword. We get a fighting energy, and that's not going to cut it because we need 2 Metal 1 fighting for Duraludon VMAX. Of course, if they boss up the Duraludon V and knock it out, then we'll have fighting for the other one. They are going to boss it up, and they are going to play Power Tablet. They'll need either another Power Tablet or a Vitality Band to get the full knockout on this here Duraludon. Cramomatic heads. That'll either be for Vitality Band or Power Tablet. They got the card they wanted and then Fusion Strike systemed without playing the card they wanted. But I wonder if they know about Hard Coat. I take 30 less damage from attacks. So they will need either... Oh, Palpad. Interesting. Palpad and Mew VMAX. They need either a Vitality Band or a Power Tablet. I sure hope they play one of those just so this matchup is shown kind of accurately. And they do miss the fact that they needed one more Power Tablet or Vitality Band that they could have gotten with the Cramomatic. So unfortunate that this match will have that little asterisk there, that the opponent didn't read Hard Coat. So I'll evolve this here Duraludon VMAX on the bench. And I won't evolve the active. What do we want here? We want to see a Crushing Hammer. I could Avery. But we really need to get rid of those energies. Crushing Hammer is the main thing I want. So let's Pokegear to get rid of any adventurers that we see, because we won't need those anymore. I don't mind getting rid of one Flannery out of the deck just to make room for drawing into Crushing Hammers. We'll leave the other Flannery though. And then we won't evolve that one. We'll just go ahead and research. We find one Crushing Hammer. And we get the heads. Beautiful. And we'll attach Big Charm. Why not? And Intrepid to draw some cards. And because we Crushing Hammered, there is a special energy. Just as we want. Like I said, it's a real shame the opponent missed that Hard Coat reduces the damage. I really wish that Duraludon was knocked out just for the validity of this game, since I'm recording for the video and I've been at it for over an hour trying to get solid games in for this video. Which, by the way, thanks for watching. Leave a thumbs up if you are at this point of the video. So they'll go ahead and swing and knock out this Duraludon V now. But yeah, so they'd be swinging into the Zacian V here if they had correctly searched out a Vitality Band or Power Tablet last turn. I would have sent up Zacian V and just left that out there to be hit. Which, speaking of leaving Zacian V to be hit, that's what we're going to do again, so we have time to attach to this here Duraludon VMAX. And then I will Avery. Draw up 3 cards. Make them discard some cards from their bench. Getting rid of the Meloetta and a Genesect. And Intrepid Sword. For a Flannery, Big Charm, Fighting Energy. The Flannery could be pretty good. That can maybe stop them from attacking one time. Can get Training Cord out of there if we need to. They should be out of basic Psychic Energies. There's a Mew V. They are playing Pokegears, potentially instead of Rotom Phones. And they also play Palpad. Oh no, they play Rotom Phone too. Maybe a split of them. So a little different than the typical mainstreamed Mew VMAX lists we'll see right now. There's a Fusion Energy coming down to the benched Mew. Fusion Strike system. And Cross Fusion Strike Technoblast with the Power Tablet doing 240. We'll bring out the Duraludon VMAX. And attach. They can hit us with Max Miracle for 130 at a time, plus any modifiers. They're down 3 power tablets, so they have 1 power tablet left. We can heal that whenever we Crystal Cave. So I think what we'll do is we'll just Flannery the benched energy and then swing into the active for 220. So what they can do is Psychic Leap here to do 0 damage, but shuffle their damaged Mew VMAX back into the deck. And they just played down a single strike Tower of Darkness, which I am completely blown away by what is happening here. Possibly they play a single Deoxys that has the Fusion Strike, or the Fusion Strike, Single Strike, and Rapid Strike emblems. But this is really bad. There's really no way around saying that that's a really bad card to play in Mew VMAX. So, Quick Ball, Wave Battle Pass, they're drawing up some cards. Fusion Strike Energy, and Marnie. So, they're playing Hand Disruption. Did not expect that, but I didn't expect them to be playing multiple Towers of Darkness either, so surprise, surprise for me. All surprises today. Max Miracle swinging in 160 because they played their final power tablet. We'll go ahead and play a Crushing Hammer. Tails. They could be playing Energy Denial. Who knows? We'll attach an Energy. And then we'll go ahead and G-Max Pulverize Knockout. And so this is getting a little scary now because they got rid of our Crystal Cave and we whiffed that Crushing Hammer. So we could be losing here. As long as they have an energy attachment this turn. Let's see how many switches they've played. They're down 2 switch. Now I'm going to stop making assumptions about this list since obviously this is not the norm. Maybe they only play 2 switch, who knows. They are down 0 boss? 0 boss. They're down 0 boss. Okay. I can use Tower of Darkness. That's beautiful. It's for double tool scrapper, so that won't be helping me, but thank you, Tower of Darkness. Crushing Hammer, please. Tails. Okay. There are other things we can do here, I'm sure. Well, they're out of power tablets. We can... Boss. That's as far as I've gotten so far with the plan. So we have Boss. We'll bench Zacian, which if they're playing Vitality Band, they can knock us out. But let's say they're not playing Vitality Band. Retreat costs 3, so sure, why not? We could knock out this Genesect, but then they just knock us out with Max Miracle. So we'll go ahead and retreat. I hope they don't have Switch and Boss. Which really should be quite easy for them to have, but we'll hope they don't have it. And then I think we have to attach here to potentially retreat with it. And we'll Intrepid Sword. We get another boss. Okay. So we hope they don't have Switch Boss, but they haven't played a single boss this game. Maybe they don't play Boss's orders. Who knows? Truthfully, anything is possible. They could be out of Switch. And they scoop. And sometimes you just win games like that. We're going to have a very moderate start here against a Leafeon. We're going first. We'll just attach Pass. So we do resist Leafeon, but we also do have a hefty retreat cost. The nice thing is we can just wall out Leafeon with Zamazenta V. That is, until they bench the Galarian Moltres. But Zamazenta V with our Crystal Caves should be pretty fine against this. So they just Greening Cells past, even though they went second. So possibly not having a supporter in their hand, possibly just not wanting to discard their hand if it is Professor's Research. I think here we can Avery, potentially, and then play Crystal Cave and Intrepid Sword. Or do we just want to research this hand away after playing down Crystal Cave? Yeah, we want to get Zamazenta down, so let's play that Crystal Cave and we'll research. Nice. So we don't get Zamazenta, but we get a hammer and we fail it. We'll go ahead and attach this, and we will evolve up into Duraludon VMAX so they can't one-shot us next turn. We have Adventurer's Discovery that can get a Zamazenta. Maybe I should have benched the Zacian V prior to research, but I was thinking if I can just have a board of like Duraludon and a couple Zamazentas, that'll probably be much better for me. But I think it was just greedy to not put down the Zacian V. I should have put down the Zacian V, or maybe not even greedy, maybe just outright bad to not put down the Zacian V so I can Intrepid Sword. There's another Duraludon, which I don't think we'll need. So we're going to go ahead and Adventurer's Discovery, Zacian Zamazenta, and we'll just grab another Duraludon VMAX to thin the deck. And we're going to bench this, attach here, because this does need a Fighting Energy to attack, so we can't attack with that right now, and then Intrepid Sword into Crushing Hammer, Duraludon Research. And we have an opponent who is not drawing too well. The Clara probably means they're playing the baby Galarian Moltres that can attach energy when played down from the hand. And just a boss's orders from the opponent and another Greening Cell. So they're just going to hang back and wait to draw out of this if we can't do anything about it prior to that. So if they're just going to keep Greening Cells for now, I don't want a Crushing Hammer because they can just replace the energy. So I'd rather Crushing Hammer when they've actually got things going on. They don't want to take a turn off to Greening Cells, I think. So I'm just going to Adventurer's Discovery to thin the deck, and then Intrepid Sword. I could switch, but I don't really have a reason to switch right now, so we're just going to Intrepid. And I get another Adventurers, a Flannery. Okay, so if they played on another Galar Mine, I wouldn't mind researching this hand away. They do top deck Level Ball, so they can Drizzile now, probably for a research. They'll get a Marnie. Our hand isn't great. Our hand is large, but there's nothing fantastic about the hand. This hand is miles better than the last one, because it has a Fighting Energy in it. That's the only difference, is that it has Fighting Energy. The other three cards were present in the last hand as well. I'll probably get a Scoop Up Net here, if I had to guess. Yep, Scoop Up Net for the Drizz, and then they can reuse the Drizz on the bench. So I'm just going to take out that Galarian Moltres. They're down the Clara, so if I take out the Galarian Moltres and they bench another and I take that one out as well, then Zamazenta will just be winning the game from there. If they have Galar Mine, they don't even knock me out here, so that's sick, because Resistance will allow me to live with 10 HP. Very sick. We're going to go ahead and switch and attach and now I could research to try to get a Crystal Cave to heal this and get the Galar Mine out of there. And swing into this. Yeah, I haven't gone through any bosses yet, and I can always boss next turn, but I can't save the Zacian next turn. Let's go ahead and research, and I'll just swing into the Leafeon this turn. So we don't get Crystal Cave, but we do get Big Charm. So that'll save the Zacian from a single ping at least. And it wouldn't hurt to Big Charm this as well. And then we'll go ahead and G-Max Pulverize the Leafeon VMAX. Shady Dealings for Research Evolution Incense. And this match will be a good example of how to play against a deck that plays 0 special energy, because you might ask, well, how does Duraludon VMAX do against a VMAX deck that doesn't play special energy? So here's your example for that. It doesn't do amazingly well, but we have Zamazenta V as a great option against any VMAX deck. And from here, the plan will be to hit Leafeon one time with Duraludon, and then knock it out with Zamazenta, and then boss up the other Leafeon and knock that one out. So yeah, we haven't discarded any energy yet, so we're going to research. I suppose we can Pokegear to get a supporter that we don't want later on, like Flannery. We don't want that later. It discards a special energy in a stadium. So we'll attach to Zam and then research. We're looking for Crystal Cave, hopefully. And we do get Crystal Cave. And then G-Max Pulverize. Now we did have boss plus energy, and that's what we really wanted. There are 2 bosses left in the deck, including this one that's now at the bottom of the deck. And this one that is in our hand. The issue, however, is that I don't have an energy for Zamazenta in this hand. So hopefully we'll be able to get into that. There's Galar Mine and Grass Knot. So I could send up the Zam. Of course, that would risk it getting hit by the Galarian Moltres before I want it to. So I think we'll send up Zacian because we might just Intrepid Sword this turn. There's Pokegear. But we're not going to want to research away this boss. I think we need it. So let's go ahead and play Crushing Hammer, Tails. We'll play Crystal Cave and heal. Pokegear to thin the deck of a supporter. Okay, we got Adventures. Great. So we can Adventures and thin the deck again. That's really good, actually. And then Intrepid. We don't want to attach that energy, though. We'll bring it to the hand and hope it doesn't get Marnied away. They evolve into a Chilling Rain Inteleon. Yeah, that damage is definitely going to want to be on the Zam. They're down 3 out of 4 Galar Mine. Okay, Marnie. It could be worse than Marnie. We can't have them. Oh, they got Galar Mine. That's bad. We have 1 Crystal Cave left, I imagine. Yes, 1 left. Okay, so we need it to not be prized. I'm not sure if it's prized, but we need Energy Crystal Cave. There it is. Beautiful. But they could still win with evolving a second Chilling Rain Inteleon next turn. That could still do it for them. Yeah, it all comes down to this, and then us drawing into a boss next turn. I didn't want to Avery, because that could let them discard that Leafeon. So, do they have the second Chilling Rain Inteleon? If they do, they can knock us out with Aura Burn. That's 1 ping. Oh, Raihan. To get the second Chilling Rain Inteleon. Unless it's the final prize. That'd be crazy. Are they just BMing? They might just be BMing. Are they BBM? Yeah, okay, they don't have the last Chilling Rain Inteleon. I wonder if they are maybe only playing a 1-1 line due to the extra stuff in the deck. Maybe they didn't see that as a play, but we just need to hit boss's orders. And we hit boss's orders. That's a win. Hit him with the well played, and we will take our victory with Assault Tackle. So the opponent here is playing Rapid Strike Urshifu, and this will typically be a matchup where if it goes reasonably okay, the opponent will just end up scooping. So I think I will attach to Zam, play down Zacian and Intrepid Sword. We get double energy off of that. That's actually really good because they can threaten the Zamazenta with 100 Furious Blows, and we Intrepid Sword these two to threaten the Urshifu with a turn 2 Brave Blade, while we need to set up our Duraludon. The Zacian V can also threaten down the Galarian Moltres, since it looks like our opponent's playing Urshifu Moltres, so the Moltres will have plenty of dark energy to attack with that won't be walled off by Duraludon V. However, if we knock that out, then the Urshifu VMAX typically is not going to be able to do much without special energy. Strafe 30, and I imagine they will switch. So they switch into a different Urshifu. We don't have energy, so we'll just have to take a turn off here, so to speak. We won't be switching and bossing and doing any kind of aggressive stuff. Their special energy can stay, I think. I'll save Crushing Hammer for later, maybe. They can't even knock out Zamazenta next turn with 100 Furious Blows, so I'm quite fine with that. What I'll do here is thin the deck. So we will grab a Duraludon VMAX, a Duraludon V, and a Zacian. And then try to Intrepid Sword for some better cards. So Intrepid Sword gives us Avery, Research, Pokegear. Those will be good. They might Marnie us here because we have a large hand. Yeah, there comes the Marnie. So we're not out of energy anymore. That's the good news. They evolve into Rapid Strike Urshifu. Oh, wow. Okay, and get the Telescopic Sight. And G-Max Rapid Flow. And we have a poor hand, so we're going to want to get out of this quick. Flannery is not going to help. Tool Scrapper probably won't help, but why not scrap them since they're probably not playing any other tools. And then we'll go ahead and attach Active and Intrepid Sword. We do get another energy, and I don't think I mind attaching that, so we will just go ahead and attach it. We have a Big Charm and a Crystal Cave as well. The Crystal Cave can help if it's down for a number of turns. It's not going to be helping immediately with our current board state. We're going to hope our opponent can't energy switch, attach another Rapid Energy. Okay, just going to be a pass now from the opponent, so they seem to have fizzled out following that Rapid Flow turn, and it is our time to shine. So we're going to play that Crystal Cave and heal everything. We can... where do we want this? We're going to attach here and start swinging. I think here we'll probably put the Big Charm and then Research. Crushing Hammer doesn't matter because they can just Dire Flame Wings that back. We do get Duraludon VMAX, which is huge. So we'll go ahead and evolve that. And then Assault Tackle. Next turn we can switch and boss up the Galarian Moltres and knock that out, which is important for us. We definitely want to remove that threat from the board. Attaching a Dark Energy to Rapid Strike Urshifu. So we're going to go ahead and Crystal Cave and switch and boss. And I wonder how they will respond to this. Okay, there's the scoop from the Rapid Strike deck. We didn't even get to use Duraludon VMAX, but that matchup is kind of expected to end in a scoop, I think, as long as I draw reasonably well, but I will give the opponent the fact that they started dead drawing after the Rapid Flow. Opponent with the Mew VMAX deck box, the Mew VMAX sleeves, the Genesect coin with the chicken strips, so I think they are playing Mew VMAX. We're going second. Yeah, we'll lead Zamazenta. And there is alternate art Mew V, looking as beautiful as ever. And alternate art Genesect doing a little dance with the Smeargle in the background. Here's the Meloetta. The opponent is going to fill up a nice full board of Fusion Strike Pokemon, and we are just going to hope to have our Duraludon V survive. Oh, Power Tablet coming down. They are desperately looking for the turn 1 energy attachment, and they don't get it. So a Power Tablet wasted is fine by me. We're going to bench Zacian, bench Duraludon, attach to Duraludon, and Intrepid Sword. We get an energy here, but Doesn't really help. You know what? We'll attach it. It could attack at some point. It could retreat at some point. We don't need more metal energy because Duraludon VMAX takes 2 metal and a fighting, and we already have 1 metal on it and another metal in the hand. So our opponent whipped that turn 1 energy. They have at least a Sparkle, but that means they won't be able to boss his orders as well. If they can attach another Fusion Strike energy, that means they'll be able to knock out the Zamazenta V with Melodious Echo, but nothing else from the opponent. That's great for me. We're going to attach here and Intrepid Sword. I don't want to Avery until they put down more things, so we'll just go ahead and Intrepid Sword. We need fighting energy. We need fighting energy. Fog Crystal can get them a basic psychic energy. And they'll go ahead and max Miracle. We need fighting energy. Here's the Avery to draw cards, and we don't get a fighting energy yet. We have metal. So that means we can switch and swing. Or is it better to Intrepid? Once we get to Duraludon, I think we're fine. So we should just dig further. So still no fighting energy, but we have the top deck then plus another Avery. So we'll keep drawing, keep looking for that fighting energy. Both myself and the opponent are having some hardships this game. There's the Max Miracle for the knockout. I'll send up Duraludon VMAX because none of their Pokemon can damage it. So that seems good. Well, they can damage it with Max Miracle, but we could just switch into Zacian if we're worried about it getting that Max Miracle damage. Here is Avery looking for fighting energy, and we find the fighting energy finally. Find the fighting energy finally. Swinging in with a G-Max Pulverization. Unfortunately, however, I don't have Crystal Cave currently. They can go ahead and Fog Crystal, get a basic energy on the Mew V on the bench, and most Mew VMAX decks are going to be playing Training Court so they can get back those basic energies. But failing the Fog Crystal, looks like maybe they don't have any more basic psychic energy available in the deck. Vitality Band coming down. They can hit us with the Max Miracle 140. But they'll need to get their other basic energy and Training Court. If their second basic psychic energy is prized, and that is all they're playing, as these decks typically only play 4 special, 2 basic, they will not be able to swing significant amounts of damage through into the Duraludon. And I will be knocking out the Mew VMAX next turn. Oh, they're going to Psychic Leap it into the deck. We have Boss in our hand, so we can just boss up that other Mew V, knock it out, and see what they think about that. And that's all we're going to do this turn, is just boss that up and G-Max Pulverize. They Psychic Leaped to spare their Mew VMAX from being knocked out. This might just lead into a scoop. We also have 2 more bosses waiting for them, and they don't play Hand Disruption. Well played. GG. So wrapping up this video, the Duraludon VMAX deck I played it for over an hour and 15 minutes on PTCGO just now, recording for this video, and it did not work amazingly well for me. But Grant's tournament results speak for themselves. He beat a myriad of different decks, going 12-0-2 to win first place in a 130-person event. I did get a handful of wins with the deck on ladders, sometimes just people scooping to me even. But the deck definitely doesn't function like a typical deck. As you can see, it's built quite differently. It can beat Mew VMAX, but it doesn't feel like it's beating them every time, especially if the opponent is playing really, really well. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will leave Grant's Twitch and Twitter in the description below if you want to follow the creator of this list. Or actually, I think he said he didn't even make the list. He just made a couple changes and piloted it. So if you want to follow the original pilot of the list, I'll leave his information in the description down below, as well as the deck list, my sponsors, and any links of mine that you might want, like my Twitch and Twitter. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for daily Pokemon TCG content, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.